All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over. I believe we have an update here. I've been waiting to see how much time he was going to get. I was saying maybe like 2 years because I'm, counting the time served already. So technically like 3 years, but maybe he's going to do 2. But we're back on the Law and Crime Network channel. Yeah, man, let's just see what they got going on here. Got the title here, says Judge slaps P. Diddy with shocking prison sentence. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
But to what Serena said earlier, perhaps. Oh, and we do have a new update.
I think we have the official sentence right now for Sean Diddy Combs. After being convicted of 2 counts, the judge has just said here the data shows a wide variety of sentences. Weighing all of the relevant factors, the court determines that the sentence is 50 months of incarceration. So 50 months of incarceration is a little over 4 years. It's 4.16 years in prison. Now, that is a bit lower than what the range was of 5 to 7 years, Sierra. Let's start there.
Okay, so look, I'm watching this video. I'm gonna make it a lot shorter than what I've been watching because he just said this at the 12-minute mark of the video that I was watching, and they were just kind of speculating and just talking about stuff, what was happening, what they think is going to happen, and what was the judge was saying while he was, giving his speech about everything that he's heard during this whole trial or whatever. I'm probably just going to cut that part out because I thought like the sentencing, like they were going to say it sooner, but 50 months, because they were saying they think 5 to 7. Everybody on this panel here, we're saying 5 to 7, but a little over 4 years. I said 2. And then you take into consideration the time served. So we're looking at, that's like 3 years. Let's see what they got to say about that. 3 years. Because I know it's not like he wanted to get out today. They were saying 5 to 7. Even they were thinking even away from what the judge was saying, it might even be double digits. So I don't know if he's going to be looking at this. It's kind of crazy to say because you are about to go to jail or you still about to be in there. But will they look at this as a win?
If I'm reading this correct, and we're talking 50 months, and we have another update coming in. I'm just waiting to see what it is. But right now, it appears that Sean Combs has officially been sentenced to 50 months of incarceration. So 4 years in prison. You talk about time served.
Yeah.
Right, about a year. Are we talking now then 3 years, right, Sierra?
Yeah, so about 3 more years based on the 1 year that he has already served. And I guess, it is a win for P. Diddy and that the government asked for 11. The recommendation was 5 to 7, which a lot of us guessed would happen.
Man.
Yes, he wanted to be out today. That was his goal. The defense, of course, wanting the 14 months. But 3 years compared to the 11 that the judge says, yeah, that's warranted. There's a huge difference in the range there. More than a decade versus less than half of a decade. We've got another update, Jesse, back to you.
Yep. Serena, Sean Combs was sentenced to 50 months of incarceration by Judge Subramanian, so a little over 4 years. That minus the 14 months already served. Is that the appropriate sentence, Serena?
Well, I'm sure Diddy is not thrilled to not walk out today, but he should be pretty happy with his defense team because I think the judge giving less than half of the prosecutor's recommendation and also less than what the pre-sentence report had said is a win for him. I do believe that 4 years is a win in this particular case.
Joe, what did it? Was it his letter? Was it the letters of family? Was it the children speaking? Was it the work that he's doing behind bars? Was it the nature?
It's crazy too, because if you watch this whole video, or if you guys know what the judge was saying, it seemed like he was about to go high, like possibly double digits, like 11 or 10. And now you see this 4 years minus the 1, so the 3 years. Yeah, this. See, for us, I ain't gonna say for him, but y'all know how we be like think about like when COVID hit. That was 5 years ago. And it still kind of seemed like it was yesterday. Literally 5 years ago. You know, because it just last month was Kobe's birthday. And I was like, damn, Kobe's been gone for 5 years. Time flies. So I don't know for him, but for us, when you think about 3 years, oh man, that is literally gonna go like that for us. Boy, he definitely got, this was a win for him, because the way that judge was talking, man, I thought he was about to throw the book.
Of these charges, you know, as much as we say that look, the judge was not convinced to throw out the charges, right? The defense put forward that motion saying, I can't create a disparity based on other defendants who are sentenced. Maybe 4 years is appropriate and won't be overturned on appeal.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had to position this a certain way. And there's a couple things to figure in. First of all, we got to go back to the fact that the defense did an enormous job in getting him off of the most serious charges, right? So we're talking about something that's going to be smaller and it's going to be less time anyway. Next, there's a probation department recommendation, right, which put things at a certain place. And it sounded like, even though the judge talked about how 11 years wouldn't have necessarily been unreasonable, and he said 14 months would have been entirely unreasonable, if I am hearing it correctly, he still is in line in that he doesn't want to do something that'll necessarily be appealable, and he wants to arrive somewhere not too far afield from the recommendations themselves. And so, again, here's Diddy in a situation where he did a lot better than he might have. And, you know, that 3 years is going to go by in no time. Mm-hmm. And the day that he was found guilty of most of everything, it ensured that he would have a date that he would get home at some point anyway. So he will get home. He's better off than he may have been, than a lot of people would have been, even though he's not coming home today.
Serena, does he serve the full 3 years, or does he serve 85%? In other words, would he serve 2.5 years?
So there is opportunity for him to get out earlier on good behavior. And so the calculation is not exact. And time will tell whether he will be getting out with some time off from the full 3. I know it's a 4-year sentence. Obviously, the 14 months counts. You already deduct that. I mean, that's definitely coming off because he does have credit for the time served. So already it's less than the sentence that he's getting, the 4 years. But yeah, he could very easily be walking out sooner rather than later. So the children will have their father home sooner than they expected. And as Joe mentioned before, he can be on his comeback tour, in no time.
Boy.
We had a poll up. What do you think Diddy's sentence will be? So 31% said less than 5 years. They were correct. It's interesting as we're processing the sentence of 4 years, time served 3, maybe 85%, so 2.5, 3 years to serve behind bars. I wonder if he's actually going to now have to serve it at the MDC because it's it's a lesser sentence than we were anticipating. I will say the court imposes a fine of $500,000, including to defray the costs of imprisonment. There is no restitution, but there is forfeiture as reflected in the order. There is a $5,000 fine under the statute and a special assessment of $200. Sierra, I go to you. This is interesting because I also wonder what the reaction is going to be outside that courthouse in a few minutes. what we're going to hear from the attorneys, what we're going to hear from supporters of Sean Combs, what we might be hearing from potential victims or people who are there opposed to Sean Combs. Are you seeing anything outside since the sentence has been read?
You know what's interesting, Jesse? After the verdict came down, you could feel it in the air. It was, intense. You could actually feel the emotion. Now that the sentence has been handed down, it seems to me like no one around us actually knows that it was handed down. I mean, it did just happen. We're probably one of the first ones to report it at all, but there's been no commotion. There's been no cheering. There's been no free Diddy, in support of Diddy. There's been no opposition to Diddy. That has been pretty interesting to me overall. I mean, as far as what we're going to hear from the attorneys, I said this about the verdict, and I'm going to say it about this too. I think it's a win for P. Diddy. I mean, the fact that he was up against this RICO charge, the racketeering conspiracy, had he been convicted of that, he could have faced essentially the rest of his life.
Okay. I'll come back and do another video when they do another update, when because I want to see what's going to happen. What are people reactions going to be? Definitely a win for him. How they're talking about the 85%, so maybe like two and a half. So I guess, I was in the ballpark when I said 2 years, which is going to go by extremely, extremely, extremely fast. I'm going to tell you right now, man, he better take this win, and whenever he get out, he better ride off into the sunset. I mean, he better ride, because if he gets into some other type of or more trouble, dude, just take this and like, he better not be. I wouldn't be making no rap songs talking about this or that. They tried to do this, and I wouldn't be doing none of that stuff. But people call him a narcissist. They say he's very arrogant. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But dang. Let me look at some of the comments here. 4 years is nothing compared to what he was facing. Yeah. That's what a lot of people are saying. What a joke. This is crazy. Corruption. Here's my thing. What this does, because this is like a top tier celebrity right here. What this does is, I feel like it's going to detour other people from speaking out. Like, think about the people who haven't said anything and how they're feeling now. Yeah. Because, the title of this video says, Judge slaps P. Diddy with shocking prison sentence. Maybe it's because a lot of people may have thought, because I remember listening to the TMZ, because they were considering the time served. They were like, they could see him doing less than a year. And, his team wanted him out, like ASAP, like right now. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're breaking that down to him. That's, look, you just got 4 years plus your time served. That's 3. You go in there, good behavior, 2.5. And yeah. Hey, comment below what y'all think about this, man. And I'll probably be back for another one. All right. Peace out.